Warning: this clip may contain greatly offensive content. Do not watch if you have a heart condition or are under 18. I'm not kidding, you will die. Hello bros and welcome to Aspect Zero, BroFive production, and next part, Corruption of Champions. Well, I spent like half a day or so actually replaying the whole story and playing a little extra, and also while I did that, I actually found out the next part of the main story is. So we're gonna be able to continue with the main story. Start recording right here. So let's get into it. But first I'm gonna explore the swamp a bit actually, because I found something in the swamp. I saved just before that because it happened 2 times in a row. So hopefully now when we explore the swamp, they're gonna happen again. Yeah, it happened. Alright, let's read. You spot a cave entrance, partly hidden behind mossy vegetation, and decide to investigate. The cave floor is very damp, and the moss growing along the ground makes it extra slippery. Unfortunately, squint as you might to see the inside, the almost translucent ground causes you to lose your balance, and you fall back towards the wall. You try to grab for the solid rock face to steady yourself, but your hand meet only air. The wall dissolves in front of your eyes, and you hit the ground with a yelp and a loud thud. Fortunately, you don't seem to be injured. But your curiosity is piqued. Was the wall some kind of illusion? You look ahead and see tiny glowing mushrooms lightening what is obvious a deliberately crafted path. Since the rest of the cave is too dark, you decide to continue along this path. You press on until you come to a rather large and well-lit chamber. The walls appear to be carved, not cut, and a small shrine sits in the center of the house, what looks like a large egg. A small tattered book sits beside it. Perhaps it might contain the answer. You open the first page and begin to read. Dear reader, what stands in front of you is an egg containing my child, our last hope. This room was safeguarded by the powerful ward designed to repel any rays of Mareth, save our own, and any creature attempting to breach this room but failing would have been cursed. Only a fellow dragon could have made it past the ward, and even among dragons, not all would have been able to see through the illusion. For that, you have our compliments. I'm not a dragon, so to say. Only a fellow dragon could have made it past here. Your eyes widen in surprise. Dragons? They exist in this world? Immediately your mind travels back to childhood tales of mighty knights slaying fierce dragons. If this dragon is anything like the ones in the stories, it would be very bad to allow it to hatch. On the other hand, your journal claims it is lost hope. We were obliterated. Some strange magic started turning our young and unborn deformed, distorted little monsters we called kobolds. They were weak, and in our pride we underestimated them. They have the ability to quickly multiply their numbers, and while we could easily dispatch a few, we were no match for an army of them. Ours is a small group that managed to escape. This egg or child is the last healthy dragon baby to be born after the incident. We left our child here, protected from the evils outside, as our last desperate attempt to ensure our species' survival. Following this letter are all the notes on how my child enchants in this egg, and how you may free her, or him. Please take care of my child, or fate lies in your hands. True to the letter, you see various notes on how the egg was created and how it may be hatched. You will need to perform a small ritual in order to awake it from the magical stasis, as well as share your essence to make it hatch. The research notes state that by absorbing your essence, the life inside the egg will hatch to a suitable mate. How big is the dragon gonna be, seriously? Still, should you even consider taking this egg with you? Well, it's a lost. If I destroy it, it's gonna be the end of a species of dragon. If I take it, it actually have a chance for surviving. It actually has a chance to multiply and become new dragons. Well, pretty much get my point. Take it. You decide to take the egg, figuring that perhaps this dragon could aid you in your quest. Lifting it isn't much of a problem, as you thought surprisingly light. It is, however, very big and very awkward to carry. You make it back to the strange corridor entrance, but when you attempt to cross over the cave opening, you feel the egg bump into something. Alarmed, you quickly scan its surface. Thankfully, it seems to be intact. You put the egg down and try to roll it gently past the open cave mouth. It bumps something again, something invisible. Then you recall the book's mentioning of a ward protecting dead. When you try to touch and feel the invisible ward, however, your hand goes right through. In fact, you can cross this ward easily, as if it weren't even there. However, if you attempt to carry the egg, there is a solid barrier preventing it from passing through. Vexed, you decide to look around the egg chamber for another way out. You feel very electricity run down your spine as you pass by a far wall in the back of the cave. Inspecting the wall, you quickly locate an odd rock. When you pick it up, you realize it has some sort of inscription drawn all over the underside, figuring it's probably the source of the ward. You fling the rock at the far wall, shattering into many pieces. You feel a small pulse of energy run through the chamber and into the corridor. Running towards the entrance, you discover that you can easily remove the egg. It begins to glow softly as you remove it from the cave. At first, take it for a trick of light, but remember there isn't any in this damn dark swamp. You have now begun the mystery egg quest. The mysterious egg is added to you in items at the camp. Actually, let's see. I know you're gonna have to give it 5 cans of liquid. I know there are more liquids than that though. Let's see. Do I have anything in my chest? No. Let's do the instant draft there, because that's one thing that I can use. So let's explore a little bit and find things that we can give. Oh yeah, I can talk to Urta now without problems. Actually, well, I replayed the whole game, as I said. And when I created my character, I went a little overboard. When I tried to create it exactly as it was, I accidentally gave it E-cup breasts and a 14.5 inch long, well, dick, and 1.6 inch thick. I went a little overboard. I should have actually looked what I was doing. But at least my character is pretty nice. Alright, this is another special character. I hope I just guessed there wildly. An imposing figure drops out of the general swamp tree, spraying blue moss everywhere. As it impacts the ground, you immediately put up your katana to take a combat stand. Laughing appropriately, the stranger straightens, tucking her rust red wings behind her back. She's so bossy with the mirth that you can get a chance to go look at the 6-foot-tall monster of a woman. Though her face is human-like features, a pair of wicked horns proud from the forehead, giving an evidence of more than a little taint. The twin spikes match the curve of her skull, the pointed tips sticking out ways behind her. Her eyes are nearly solid crimson with inky black slits in the middle. I don't get that. Dark red scales run over her arms and legs to meet her back. Wait, that's half dragon, half human, isn't it? A powerful reptile tail hangs out behind her, whipping back and forth with dangerous strength. Yeah, she's definitely a half dragon. Eyes up here, slot bag, commanded dramatic woman. And she's definitely a woman. The dark-skinned entrance between her muscular legs is evidence enough of that. She twirls a wicked-looking double-head axe as she warns. You seem to have stumbled across my territory. Let me make it clear to you. I own this stretch of swamp, and if you step foot into this area again, I'm going to beat you until you wish you ran into Letitia herself. Now run along before you dread the day you meet Kia. So her name is Kia. And thin trail of heat shimmers in the air with each pass of her axe blades. Left behind by an obviously magical implant. What do? Ask why. You ask why she's trying to drive you off. Confusion breaks across Kia's brow for a moment before the vicious hardens back into her confidence. I don't need to explain myself to you. I was strong enough to break out of Letitia's base, and I've been strong enough to murder every lackey she sent after me. Thinking you may have found a way to win into a powerful warrior's good grace, you start to explain that your whole purpose here is to defeat the demon queen. She cuts you off by exhaling a whirling tornado out of the air. The scorching inferno seems to suck the very breath from your lungs, robbing you of your words, while after imagining still hangs in your vision. She declares, I don't give two licks about why you are here. I'm gonna beat your ass just for wasting my time. Alright, so I'm fighting her now. Oh, she's level 16. Alright, my magic is the strongest can I have, and I have not lost any fate, so I can probably beat her. 170. She has 71 health left. 160. She has 45 health left. 128. She has 23 health left. 198. She has 0 life left. Kia sways back and forth for a moment, then drops her axe with a knob hand, and soon as she does, the hot glow of the weapon's cutting edge fades to silver. And the weapon lands with a heavy thud in the dirt. The dragoness drops her knees, slump back against the tree, her limbs trembling weakly as she tries to rise. You haven't beaten me, she mutters, even though it's quite clear that you have. What do you do with the one dragon, now that you've taken her down a peg? You could forcefully masturbate her. Now that she is captive audience, you could always talk to her. Seriously, she doesn't seem too sexual, actually. And she refused to listen, so I at least want to talk to her. Actually, I think this is another quest. Kneeling down, you meet the defeated dragoness gaze and ask her why she is so violent, territorial. Kia looks up and you're confused and asks, wait, you defeat me, and you want to talk? You nod your head and ask her again why she so dead on defeating anyone that comes near her. Kia scratches her elbow nerves and asks, I don't know, I just do. I'm so powerful, I have to defeat everyone. It's the only way to become the strongest. I can't rely on weaklings or expect mercies like this. The demons gave me none, and I intend to return the favor. You shouldn't even be talking to me. You should rape me or kill me. Anything to weaken me and cement yourself as a top predator. You circle a little at that before you catch the dangerous gleam in her eyes. She truly serious about this. You put your hand on her shoulder and start to explain, but she shrugs it off. You sigh and start over. I'm not from here, but but my world doesn't work that way. And I don't believe this one has to either. Look, I beat you, but I only did it because I had to. I'm I have to stop the demons, and I can't let anyone stand in my way. That doesn't mean I'm going to be a monster to everyone else. Real power isn't strength of a monster. It's the strength or determination or rightness of your cause, beating in your heart and driving you to strive victory. Kia recalls the passion in your voice and shakes her head like a child trying to find the courage not to fear the dark. No, you sound like someone from the before time, from long and long ago. But I can't be that simple. If it was, the demons would have ruled this world. While you show that over, Kia suddenly grabs her weapon and springs to her feet. Her her wings unfurl, and she flies away. Even if she denied you, you feel like you might have gotten through to her. You grab 102 gems, that's a lot, and 172 XP from your victory. Oh, I can level up. Alright, the only things you can actually level up without having to level up is actually strength, toughness, and intelligence. I only have intelligence 100, that is why I'm so strong with magic, but speed is really hard to do that with. So I'm gonna add it to speed. Let's see, I can do generation, immovable object, lightning strike, persistent intelligence, medicine. Actually, let's do the generation. You should regeneration 2, the additional 2% of AP per turn, then combat 4% of max AP per hour. That's actually pretty good. They're gonna make me regenerate my health much faster. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna continue a bit. Alright, now we're gonna go to tell Andre. And we're gonna talk to Earth, and this time we're gonna do something different than last time. I don't remember what we did last time. Urda smiles broad and noiseless clubs for futile whiskey, her shine black lips watching you approach. She gives you a smoking hot come and hit and look and sup. I didn't think I get the chance to bump into you here, cutie. Wanna dance? Before you can answer, something touches the table hard enough to shake it. You look at Urda quizzically, and she shrugs through the blush and bright visible through her fur. The little fox scrolls in her seat, panting and gasping. Maybe later. I just realized I have to. Oh my God! What is that? You spend a moment looking over your shoulder, but you can, for the life of you, figure out what she was freaking out about. She must really be drunk. You turn back to scold her, but Urta has vanished. She must have left in a hurry. She left her bottle of Yondo behind, and still half full. The bar door's back swing closed. Maybe she went that way. What do you do? Right, back door. Right. The back door opens out into a narrow alley. Surprisingly, the alleyway is covered in dirt and grass. A whininess from the building above covered the alley in shadow, making it difficult to see the source of the noise. You eventually spot the dark-colored fox. Her tail is no longer wrapped around her leg. Instead, it's spread out behind her, and her skirt is pressed up over her legs. Urta is totally exposed, and plain to see that between the fox's legs there's more than a little horse. Both her hands wrapped tightly around a creaming column of horse flesh, stroking the pre-CXX dribbling FXXX stick relentlessly as her apple-sized ball sponge under her, occasionally revealing the feminine gash drooling with clear nectar. Erdamons cries, oh just go down, please. CXX and go down. Why won't you go away? Eventually breaking off into a bubbling sobbing interrupted by occasional imminent gasp of pleasure. You could FXXX her, masturbate with her, watch her leave like that. Like, if I leave, she's gonna be the same one. If I watch, it's the chance it's gonna be the same. If I mutually masturbate, it's probably gonna be the same as before again. The only thing I can see that will drive the it to the true request is to fuck her. Seriously, the only way to drive the quest forward. Oh, there's a bit to read. Oh, no. You come out of the shadows shedding your black leather armor surrounded by voluminous rope. You blush furiously, exposing yourself in shots away. Uda looks up and you shock, bring tears of her eyes stammering, but I have this hideous thing. Aren't you scared of it? What would I be? Oh, never mind. Gently wiping the tear from her husband answered, not at all, but I think you have more luck with something stuffed in your feminine half. Well, as long as that is there, but I have no problem with it. Ulla gives you a shocked look, but nods and turns around, bending over an old bench and exposing her well-toned ass, glistening black lips. The invitation is all you need. You wrap your arms around her, squeezing the down soft fur of her breasts and levering your prick against her PXXXX. That wet entrance yields before you, accepting you like a velvet glove. It grips tightly, though the grip is meaningless with a flood of lubricant slipping over your shaft. The fox is overly moaning and stroking desperately CXXX, dropping pre-CXX everywhere as you do your level best to violate her hope. I don't even know why I continue reading the story, seriously. The story is crazy, but, well, they have some fun part. And it's actually the strangest game I've ever seen. She begins to grinding against you, begging, oh gosh, yes, don't stop FXX XXXX me, give me more, please, please. Nodding, you release one of her bunching breasts in order to smack her backside. It barely jiggles, but the surprised moan that slips from her fox her lips is all your encouragement you need. You release the other breast and grab her hips and ass with both hands, slamming her back against you, only pausing to deliver another smack on her cheeks. Urda wiggles happily, squeezing after every step, trying to her best to steady her body while you brutally FXXX her. Yes, oh yes, I'm coming, cries Urta as her body goes nervously underneath you, held up entirely by your hands and shaft. Both her hands are locked tightly around her beneath as you unload onto the alley floor and walls. The UC tunnel clamps down on top of you, squeezing you as if Urta's lives depend on it. It's as if every ounce of her being was focusing on clamping down on the invader, massaging, squeezing, and milking it, while the rest of her body goes entirely limp. Your FXX her savagely, abusing her spazzing whole with every thrust until your own climax burst over you like a wave. Urta drooling CXXX seems to be trying to milk your body off every ounce of CXX. After a few passionate thrusts you're spent, and you pull free, admiring the glaze of white and remains on her CXX lips. I can't get banned as long as I censor the words. Urda moans, let's do this again sometime. Please. You have no idea how hard this thing is for me. As she rubs the mixed fluids against her sensitive nether lips and staggers around, she tears off her sodden skirt, tossing it into her rubbish. With a resigned sigh, Urta pulls loose a stone from the side of the building and removes a sheer skirt and a top from Chubby. They slip on easily, though the new clothes look a bit more slutty than her previous pair, easily displaying her hard black nipples. Urda replaces the rock, wobbling a bit unsteadily before she gets her balance and heads for the bar back door. Her tail curls up around the softening horse CXX, hiding it from you as she blows you a sloppy kiss and disappears inside. You waste no time cleaning up and stagger back inside after her, sated and happy with your new friend and her benefits. Well, I'm still a complete virgin at least. Besides the male part of me now. Alright. Now in stats I have an impersonal stats. Urta's affection is 0 right now, but I can increase it at will. So at least my loss resistance is 75%. That's good actually. Because higher is better of that. My spell costs 40%, I need to lower that. My spell effect multiplier is 250, I need to higher that. I don't have many perks though. But at least that's a good part of the clip, right? And alright, next clip I gonna lose the virginity. Either with Urta or Calf. We'll see about that. Calf doesn't have a big one, so probably good with her then. Alright, stop recording here. So at least that was all I had for Corruption of Champions this time then. And what? Why did that come up? At least that was all I have for Corruption of Champions this time then. So hit like and subscribe, and I see you next time. BroFive!